does he mean by surgery? You see, people, let me put it this way. His critics and his enemies and his political opponents are either very wary of him or scared of him, because he's got this bulldozer type approach. Tuhin Sinha, when Yogi Adityanath says surgery hogi, he's not saying surgery honi chahiye. He said, mark the words, he said, सर्जरी होगी और उसके लिए सबको तैयार होना होगा. He is almost saying सर्जरी होगी, there's going to be a major surgery.
Well, Arnab,
और हमें तैयार होना होगा. What does he mean by that?
There are several obnoxious chapters in our history which have remained buried for far too long just to keep up the facade of multicultural peace.
Secular state, yeah.
But when truth remains buried for too long, it makes the situation even more lopsided, where the culprit gets emboldened and the victim situation becomes far more precarious. And that is exactly what has happened in Sambhal.
Can you tell us who do you want to take
That
the
is
revenge
exactly
against?
what has happened in Sambhal.
Can you tell us who do you want to take the revenge against?
Syed, let him complete. I'm coming to you after this. Syed, I'm coming to you after this. I'll give you your opportunity.
So that is exactly what has happened from 1978, where Hindus have been regularly persecuted. When you look back at the 1978 riots, 184 Hindus were killed over the period of a few months. But in one particular macabre incident, 24 Hindus were buried, with tires. And I think all of these need to be investigated, because that marked the starting point of an irreversible ghettoization of Sambhal. When such incidents take place, it alters the situation in two important ways. Number one, Hindus continuously were persecuted from 1978 onwards. But in particularly today, in the context of what we have seen happening in Bangladesh, in the context of the grooming gangs of UK, the population also becomes vulnerable to things like love jihad. So all of these need to be reviewed, and that surgery which Yogi Adityanath ji has mentioned.
What does he mean by surgery?
Will go a long way.
What does he mean by surgery? No, because the case is in court. What does he mean by surgery, and how is it viewed on the other side? नाहिद लारी खान, मैं हिंदी में फिर से दोहराना चाहता हूँ उन्होंने जो कहा है, before I get your response. What does he mean by surgery?
Arnab, surgery has already been taking place. मैं आपको बताऊं, surgery has already been taking place in the last few months. The discovery of Sambleshwari Mandir, that was the result of surgery. The discovery of 11 crore theft, electricity theft by the sitting member of parliament, Ziaul Barq, that was part of the surgery. But now the most major surgery needs to take place, so that this mindset of ghettoization ends once and for all.
Okay, Nahid Lari Khan.
Do the surgery for development. If you want to do the surgery for peace. If you want to do the surgery, do it for education.
वो तो रोज
If you want
करते
to
हैं.
do the surgery, do it for the health sector.
वो तो हम रोज करते हैं.
Who are you taking
संभल
the
की
revenge
सर्जरी
against?
अगर होगी तो संभल में भी विकास होगा.
Revenge against? I ask you a question.
This surgery is
I ask you a
important to make sure that development happens in places like Sambhal, which have been left behind because of the radical mindset of the Barq family.
What is radical mindset?
Ziaul Barq, the grandfather of the sitting, Shafilul Barq, the grandfather of the sitting member of parliament, used to advocate for Sharia law in the country. You think development can take place in this kind of a toxic environment?
I would like to now get